New information coming to light in the tragic accident that killed a teenage girl on Telegraph Road this afternoon.
It's coming up, but we're going to begin here at 11 with breaking news from Washington. President Trump and congressional Democrats reaching a deal on DACA.
That agreement protects from deportation about 800,000 young immigrants known as Dreamers who were brought illegally to this country as children. Democrats say the agreement includes border security measures, but not the president's proposed border wall. Last week, the president ended the Obama-era Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals program with a 6-month delay to encourage Congress to pass its protections into law.
Now, in a joint statement, Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer said, and this is a quote, "We agreed to enshrine the protections of DACA into law quickly and to work out a package of border security excluding the wall that's acceptable to both sides." The statement from the White House says this is a positive step toward the president's strong commitment to bipartisan solutions for the issues most important to all Americans. But White House Press Secretary Sarah Sanders now pushing back on the Democrats' take. She says excluding the wall was certainly not agreed to. And I'm just looking at a tweet from Matt House, who is the press secretary for Senator Schumer, and he says the president made clear he would continue pushing the wall, just not as part of this agreement. So much more on this breaking story as it develops, but just coming in tonight.
Indeed. Okay, turning now to the tragic accident today that cost a Detroit teenager her life after school.
Since 6 o'clock, we've learned more about who the girl was and what went so wrong on Telegraph Road in Southfield. Jermont Terry is live with more. Jermont.
Yo, Devin, this is a sad one. That 14-year-old was grabbing a bite to eat with her friends at this Burger King, which is on the north end of Telegraph. And if you take a look, you can see that there is a crosswalk that students use to get across. But unfortunately, this 14-year-old opted for a shortcut, which ultimately left her life cut short.
Mother looks on in disbelief, a father in need of support, leaning on anything he could. They came to Telegraph near 9 Mile to learn their precious 14-year-old daughter did not make it home from school.
So young.
Shama Hebron attended Bradford Academy. After school, Shama and her friends headed over to the Burger King.
They come here every day and eat. Some of their parents pick them up from here, and the rest of them like catch the bus. She just didn't cross at the light today.
Stacy Brown works at the BK. But your heart is heavy right now, right?
Very, very.
After Shama picked up her food, she tried crossing 8 lanes of busy Telegraph.
They go kind of fast on Telegraph.
The 9th grader made it across the northbound lanes. However, this black Saturn and this Chevy Silverado hit her in the southbound lane.
They was trying to resuscitate her for a while till the EMS came.
Both drivers stopped. They comforted one another, visibly broken up by the deadly outcome. Shama's father tells me he doesn't fault any of them. Police believe this was nothing more than an unfortunate accident.
It's real sad, and I'm praying for her family.
A young life ripped away so soon by making a daring dash.
I just want to let everybody know, please just cross at the lights. That's why they put the lights up.
Now, I talked to Shama's father for quite some time off camera. He tells me that she wanted to be a graphic designer, and she is survived by her parents and 5 siblings. Reporting live in Southfield on Telegraph, I'm Jermont Terry, Local 4.
It's just dreadful. All right, Jermont. It's just dreadful. All right, Jermont. Also this evening, a car slams into a tree and erupts in flames, injuring 2 children. This happened just after 8:30 at Prince Hall Drive in Shane in Detroit. Police say a 35-year-old woman was driving a gold 2002 Taurus while intoxicated, driving fast when she hit the tree, and there were 2 kids in the car with her at the time of the accident.
It used to be a vehicle accident. Mom was driving with 2 kids in the car. Both kids has been sent to Children's Hospital with serious injuries.
The driver was placed into custody and taken to the hospital. Earlier this evening, a Detroit police cruiser took damage from an SUV that rear-ended it on Lanyo and Coulter in Dearborn. We're told an infant was in the Chevy Equinox that hit the cruiser, but everyone involved transported to the hospital just to be checked out.
The devastation of Hurricane Irma now includes multiple deaths at a Florida nursing home. 8 elderly residents at that nursing home in Hollywood, Florida, have died. An investigation into the deaths continues, but police say the nursing home lost power and air conditioning. The total number of deaths in connection to Hurricane Irma is now at 61. And this storm has been expensive, already surpassed what the state spent during Hurricane Matthew last year.
Homecoming week in Detroit, now in its 4th year. Detroit Homecoming seeks out homegrown talent to come home and contribute to the city's turnaround. Tonight held in a very appropriate, if surprising to many, place, the old train station. Jason Colthorpe in Roosevelt Park, where there has been quite a show tonight there. In fact, it's going on behind you right now, Jason.
Well, I'll tell you, Devin, I won't hold it against you at all if you're like the many people who have been down here tonight, and a lot of folks who are here behind the camera and behind me taking pictures and video of the outside of the train station. You can see how well it's lit up, and with apologies to Lily Tomlin, the station really was the star of the show tonight. And it's a show that, it's homecoming, Detroit Homecoming, quietly playing a huge part of Detroit's turnaround, but this year tackling a much tougher subject.
The idea was to bring back people who could help support that, who had Detroit in their hearts.
The old train station lit up outside, and inside, a gathering unlike any in its heyday.
Not a lot of people have seen the inside of this amazing space.
It's Detroit Homecoming.
I thought these people who had grown up here, were educated here, moved on to distinguished careers elsewhere in the country, maybe they come back, see what's going on, reconnect with their hometown, and maybe they'd be inspired to do something of value for this city.
It's credited with attracting $300 million in new investment in the city, and stars like Detroit native Lily Tomlin, this year's honored guest, helped do that and more.
It's generated a lot of additional resources, financial resources. Plus, I think it's also sustained the momentum of the progress that Detroit's making.
Barbara Gervin Hawkins, a Texan now for 37 years, hasn't forgotten her East Side roots.
The concern has always been, through the 4 years that I've been coming, is what is happening in the neighborhoods.
She, like the handful of protesters outside tonight, wants to see investment beyond downtown and midtown.
The efforts are beginning the start of interest of people who have capital that can come in and do some things, but the neighborhoods are on the agenda. And I've seen that this year, and I'm happy about it.
As long as they can tap this resource, they feel no goal is unattainable.
Detroit's greatest export over the years is not the automobile, it's talent. And I think that's right. And what we do at the Homecoming is tap into that.
Quoting the urbanologist Richard Florida there. And if Miss Gervin Hawkins, that name rings a bell, she's an East Side native, grew up with a brother who was pretty good at basketball, George also, so quite the family lineage there. And also 2 more days of events here, so this is just the beginning of Detroit Homecoming. They'll be back in Corktown tomorrow at the factory and the DIA tomorrow night. Back to you.
Been a pretty amazing idea. Jason, talk though a little bit more about what you're hearing tonight about this neighborhood investment.
Yeah, it's not easy. I mean, it's something we've been tackling for years and years, trying to make a dent here. Well, it's not lip service. Tomorrow they're taking buses out to 3 West Side neighborhoods, Brightmoor, the Central High School neighborhood, and Livernois and 6 Mile, and they're going to see how engaged neighbors are there in the turnaround. How are they working together? And they're going to see what investments are possible there. Is it jobs? Is it something else? Is it infrastructure? So they're going to tackle this head on. Hopefully it has some results, Devin.
Results like the ones we're seeing behind you on the front of the station.
Pretty awesome,
it's really remarkable. All right, Jason.
Yeah, the lights are really cool. Embattled former Detroit Mayor Kwame Kilpatrick has asked a judge to erase his $1.5 million restitution tab. Kilpatrick claims he cost the city of Detroit no financial losses and therefore shouldn't have to pay anything. He argues that he is being punished for bid rigging, a crime he claims he didn't commit, and that his restitution tab is based on a contract prosecutors claim was infected by that bid rigging.
Still ahead, why an entire town in Oklahoma is bracing for life without running water. We'll have that in a minute. Here's Ben.
We could use a few drops here in southeast Michigan, but unfortunately it looks like Irma has dodged us. We will start out with clouds and a few peaks of sun, and we'll tell you where the weekend is shaping up from here.
Okay, Ben, but first a tough love message to families about the heroin epidemic.
Don't think you're the one that's going to be able to try this and it's going to work out just fine.
This local pastor chose not to keep his brother's tragedy a secret. See how he's turning his family's heartbreak into something good. That story's next.
The call sound.
We have become an opioid nation with heroin addiction an American epidemic. The latest numbers are staggering. In 2002, a little more than 2,000 people died from heroin overdoses. Last year, more than 13,000. That's an increase of 630%. As addicts struggle to get clean, their families suffer as well, and many use their experience with the opioid crisis to help others avoid becoming hooked.
I prayed for my brother to be healed from his addiction to heroin, for him not to go back to it, but he went back to it, and he overdosed, and he died.
Chris Bordeaux speaks to the crowd at Stony Creek Church in Utica. He often shares the story of his younger brother, Matthew.
Matt was a great guy. I mean, everybody loved him. He was real creative, played guitar, drew. He was 19 years old when he wanted to bring me out to breakfast. Then he sat me down and he confessed he'd crossed the line into some harder things. He was using, he had used cocaine and heroin and a few other things.
Chris took his brother in to help him get clean.
So he actually came to live with me and my wife and our son, who was just born that month, with the condition that he'd stay clean. We bought drug tests and we're testing him regularly.
Matthew did the work, took the tests, and stayed clean, and eventually got a place of his own.
He was serious. You know, he really wanted to kick this.
But Matthew relapsed. Chris had to go to his brother's apartment and identify his body.
I don't know if it was the first time since he had gotten clean, but it looked like, you know, maybe he had done it a couple other times, but this was just a time he couldn't handle. It was sad.
6 years later, Chris never forgets what heroin did to his brother and to his entire family.
It's one of those things where you wish you would have done all this research before, right? But of course, afterwards, our whole family has just really gotten into researching the effect of opioids, and it's true. Once somebody becomes addicted, it's like a disease. I mean, you're a part of your body, your brain is malfunctioning.
That is the message, that is the light, that is
Chris works with the youth at Stony Creek Church. He wants them to know what happened to Matthew to keep them from following a similar path.
I hope when I share Matt's story, one that not that I'm trying to just frighten people, but I hope they are scared, that they see the seriousness of this, that this is real, that, don't think you're the one that's going to be able to try this and it's going to work out just fine. I'm sure Matt thought that, and even I thought that.
Chris says parents need to have open communication with their kids and know this addiction affects everyone, not just the addict.
You set out to do something that might seem fun or exciting, or you're curious, or you want to be cool with your friends, and you get into this, and it doesn't just affect you, and it does. It ruins lives if it doesn't kill you. It ruins your life. End up in jail, losing job, career paths. But it can also devastate all the people around you, all the people that love you and that are cheering you on in life.
And for those struggling to get and stay clean.
There really is hope to become clean, and that's what I've really spent a lot of time is, can this be beaten? Even though I know other people like Matt that have ruined relationships and even lost their lives to this, I know lots of people that are living in freedom, that a lot of people are living clean.
And Chris shares his story because he wants everyone to stop thinking that this opioid crisis is never going to happen to them or their families. Local 4, as you know, is committed to covering this epidemic and its impact on our communities. If you missed our primetime special a week ago, you can see it on our website. Just go to clickondetroit.com and look for the Opioid Nation tab. It's at the top of the homepage.
That's what we've been hearing time and again, people saying we've got to talk about this. It's not easy, but we've got to get it out there.
It's a very real thing.
Yeah,
You're
sure
right.
is. Here's a look at what's coming up tomorrow night at 11.
This local 4th grader was having the time of her life at sleepaway camp.
They had made the decision to send her to the emergency room.
When suddenly she had to be rushed to the hospital and into emergency surgery.
And had she not gotten it removed when she did, she could have become septic.
Now this mom is sharing an urgent warning for other parents.
This is an innocent thing where a kid was just having fun and had no idea the harm that she was doing to herself.
I'm Sandra Ali. Tonight at 11, how a snack you probably have in your pantry right now made a local girl so sick she needed surgery.
Ben's back, and we are in for a very, very nice stretch here, as he pointed out earlier this afternoon, for our last week, really, of summer, huh?
Yeah. Well, we've got, most of next week, but this will be our last weekend. But we will get to enjoy everything that summer has to offer. That's including the warmth and the humidity, believe it or not. We'll discuss that in a minute. This is 4 Live radar, and those are false returns. We've got the radar's on its most sensitive setting, but we're watching the showers that are down here to the south. And this is what is left of Irma, and it just doesn't want to go any further north. I guess Irma has traveled too far, and she's tired. So this is about as far north as those showers are going to get. It may stretch into our south zone at some point overnight, but generally it looks like most of us are going to skip it and stay dry with just a lot of clouds. A lot of lights. Beautiful downtown tonight, 64 degrees, the current temperature. Not much of a wind out there, and any breaks we get in the clouds, in fact, it is partly cloudy right now in Detroit. Any breaks that we do see, there's the potential of seeing some patchy fog set up overnight and stretching into tomorrow morning. Now, so far, the only spots that are seeing visibility reductions are out here in Ann Arbor and Port Huron. Everybody else is at a full 10 miles. But definitely leave yourself some extra time just in case we do get that fog by daybreak. So there are the showers from Irma. Not much left of the clouds. Those are starting to thin across southeast Michigan as well. And as we get into tomorrow, there's just a slight chance that the backside of that low could throw a quick sprinkle on the east side, but it is an outside shot. Most of us stay dry. We will get some sunshine, at least in peaks tomorrow, but by Friday and Saturday, we'll get plenty of sunshine and temperatures start warming up. 80s return for both Saturday and Sunday. And as we mentioned, humidity coming along for the ride as well. So here's a look at low temperatures tonight. We'll should bottom out around 60 degrees here in the city. We'll call it 61, 60 officially out at the airport. A lot of 50s elsewhere. South zone temperatures, 57 in Onstead, 59 in Luna Pier and Monroe. West zone, we'll look at mid 50s primarily out here, 56 in Fenton, Flint, 57 in Clarkston, and Novi will wake up at 58 in the morning. And in our north zone, Ortonville at 58, Port Huron 57 degrees. As we'll stay away from those 40s. Everybody's going to be pretty tightly clustered between the mid and upper 50s and around 60. Highs tomorrow should match what we had today, 76. And then we start our trend upward, close to 80 on Friday. Pair of 80s there on Saturday and Sunday. And we take a little bit of a step back on Monday and Tuesday, but that is still above average for this time of year. And notice that those morning lows are mild too. In fact, half of that forecast, well, 3 of the 7 days are in the 80s.
What a stretch.
That's
Make
not
some
bad.
plans. No, pretty good. Right,
and in the morning, too. I love those temperatures, so that's not bad.
Nice.
All right, just ahead, the former pharmaceutical CEO, referred to often as Pharma Bro, is heading to jail.
The provocative comment he made that actually got his bail revoked coming up in just a minute. A former Detroit police commander is charged, accused of using officers to help build the deck at his house while on duty. It isn't the first controversy Captain Harold Rochon has been caught up in. He was also accused of trying to stop an investigation into former Detroit Mayor Kwame Kilpatrick. In Rochester Hills, a predatory peeping Tom prompts a campus alert at Oakland University. The alert says the man is struck 3 times this week, accused of videotaping at least 2 of his victims as they showered on campus.
Former pharmaceutical CEO Martin Shkreli has had his bail revoked and is headed to a New York jail while he awaits sentencing for a securities fraud conviction. The reason for the jail time? An online post where he said he would pay one of his Facebook followers $5,000 for Hillary Clinton's hair. His defense lawyers argued it was political satire, but the government calls the comments threats worthy of revoking his bail.
Water may be cut off because of a contract dispute in a city in Oklahoma. Vian city officials ask a judge to issue an injunction to keep the faucets running. Vian is home to about 1,400 people. On Friday, their water could be shut off because the Sequoia County Water Association says the city hasn't paid their water bill, and people are worried the faucets are going to run dry.
It's frightening. That's the first word that I thought of when I heard about it, is frightening. I mean, we couldn't live without water. It's one of the most important things.
Association raised its rates and says that Vian leaders have not signed their new contract. In fact, that was given to them back in February. They say when a bill is 10 days past due, the water gets shut off, and Vian is no different from any other customer.
Remarkable video from the Netherlands where high winds prompted multiple flight cancellations, but not before pilots had their struggles trying to land. Take a look at what they were facing. Dutch carrier KLM canceled 60 flights to and from European destinations as heavy winds battering Amsterdam's Schiphol Airport reduced the number of runways that could be used. An airport spokesperson said 75 flights in total were canceled.
Look at that landing.
Yeah.
You almost would have preferred your flight been canceled than be in the middle of that.
Question. Right.